this is Alan. I've just got off the train at Arbroath, and this is a lovely little setup you've got here, Alan.
Oh, thank you.
How long have you been doing this then, mate?
Since 2012.
Really? Oh, well.
I retired as a local school teacher here, and I've been doing this ever since. So I see a lot of my students.
Well, that's great, isn't it?
It's really nice.
And obviously, you've a bit of entrepreneurial flair. There's no cafe on the station, I guess, anymore.
So. No, I just got it as a hobby that pays pocket money. You know?
Well, that's great.
So.
Yeah. But you've got all the proper stuff and everything, haven't you? It's all top quality stuff. That's fantastic. Well, I've just been up to Montrose. Actually, I went up to Stonehaven. Yeah. And now I've come down to Montrose. Now I'm walking back from Arbroath to Montrose, and I'm heading for John O'Groats. So I should be there by late September. I'm walking the coast of Britain. I've done England and Wales. That was 3,700 miles, and I'm making my way up now to John O'Groats, and I'm going to have a break, quite a long break. And it's been really good fun, and the people in Scotland are terrific. You know, I had a lovely night in Stonehaven last night.
Oh, nice.
What a lovely place that is, isn't it? You know.
That's excellent.
All the best to you, mate.
Well, thank you, and that's really kind of you to stop and say hello, and I will check you out.
And I'll get some nice footage.
I will check this out.
Lovely.
And as I say, I've got a Facebook page as well, so you're welcome. Yep.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
Let's see, I've got it here.
Oh, well, I'll tell you. Do you want me to? If you send me a friend request.
Yep, here we go. Well, I'm on TripAdvisor and I'm also on Facebook, but anyone can leave a message on Facebook there. So,
that's brilliant.
So Al Cappuccino.
Thank you very much indeed. Very nice to meet you.
Take care.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Bye now. This is an unusual situation which has got to go on the video. I think it's a skate actually, this fish. Just picked up a live fish off the pavement. And I'm talking to the postman a few yards down. And I said, look at this, I just found a live fish in the middle of the pavement. I said, who on earth would do that? He says, oh, it's the seagulls. He says, they go and catch them and then they drop them. And they don't come down again. So I'm going to put it back in the sea. It's 9:30 on Wednesday the 14th of August, and here I am still in Arbroath, and I've just got to the sort of northern outskirts and I can see the walk ahead of me and it looks fantastic. There's just a few little drops of rain a few minutes ago, and I think it might be that kind of thing all day. Certainly it's a bit overcast and it doesn't look as if the sun's going to come out, and this is more or less as forecast, but it's predicted much harder rain after sort of 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So I've got quite a good walk in front of me to a place called Montrose. And just to mention Montrose, as a child I was interested in railways, as you know, and I had a model railway, and one of the first engines that I bought was called the Duchess of Montrose. It was a Hornby engine, fabulous, loved it, and it was a metal die cast, and I wish I still had it. But so I got curious about Montrose, and never having heard of it before. I've actually driven past it in the past, up and down Scotland over the years, different jobs and things, but I've never actually been there. But that's changed now, because just to update you completely from the last time you saw me, I was waving goodbye to my friend Nicole, and what happened then was I caught the bus back down to Broughton Ferry and drove back again to Arbroath, and I met her in a restaurant and we had quite a nice social evening, and but the following morning she went off up to Stonehaven, which is 22 miles north of Montrose, and there were some things that she wanted to see, and she wanted to look at Montrose as well. And we had a chat on the phone yesterday, a very quick one, and I said, look, how about if I come up to Stonehaven and we have another night out? What do you think? Oh yes, she said, let's get together. So we met in a lovely place called the Ship Inn, which is in Stonehaven, right in the harbour, and we got talking to loads of the locals and everything. We had quite a good drink, and I'm going to put some photographs over this bit of talk. We had a nice big seafood platter which we devoured. It was absolutely gorgeous. It was really good quality. It was a really good price. The people in the pub were just brilliant with us. We got talking to loads and loads of people, and we just had a really fantastic social evening. We met at 6 o'clock.
Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you, love. And that's a lovely dog you've got there. Look at him. He's very contented. Thank you. Bye-bye now. So yeah, so we just had this really nice kind of 4-hour session, really, and we said we're going to meet again, and she's going to come and walk with me again, and I just feel elated that I've met someone. I've said this about loads of people that I've met, where I really feel as if I've made a friend for life, and Nicole's a really special person, very intelligent. She's a school teacher, teaches languages, French and Spanish, I think. And she's just moved up to Scotland to start a new career, but she's very, very active. She's done all the big walks in Spain and Portugal, and she's done all the big walks in Scotland, and she's fit as a lop. And for me to walk with someone like that was absolutely incredible, and I say this in a different kind of way. She says exactly the same about walking with me, and I don't think we actually stopped talking on the whole 15-mile walk from Broughton Ferry to Arbroath, and it was so interesting, and we more or less told each other life stories and all the rest of it, and the current situation with us both and all this, and it was great, and I do look forward to seeing Nicole again, and she's absolutely wonderful. So I'm sure you're going to watch this, Nicole. Thanks for a great night out. It was really lovely to meet you, and I look forward to keeping in touch with you and meeting again. And it was lovely. It was lovely. So it's back to business. And what happened then was, this morning I set off from Stonehaven around about 5:30 and drove to Montrose, which is about a 20-mile drive, something like that, 22 miles. And got there quite early, and had to make a choice whether I was going to catch the bus or the train, and I decided to catch the train. The only disappointment with that is, like my bus pass that I can't use in Scotland, I can't use my discount rail card in Scotland either. I've got to buy a new one, ScotRail, 30 quid. I don't think it's going to be worth it really. So, you know, the prices aren't too bad. I got back again to Arbroath, got off the train, straight into Morrison's, had the biggest breakfast I've ever had. I actually couldn't eat it all. £5 for a big Scottish breakfast, and it was absolutely brilliant, a real belly buster. So that set me up for the day, and now I'm walking back to Montrose. The good thing about the railway stations, it's free parking regardless of whether you travel on the train or not. So the van is parked up there now, and it looks happy and comfortable there, and it's surrounded by lots and lots of other vehicles, and I'm very pleased about that. And the railway station's very easy to find. But my first views of Montrose is, wow, you know, what a place, what a lovely place, and I'm really looking forward to getting back there. So I've not heard from Ralph yet, so I'm not giving up on him or anything like that. I'm sure he's going to be in touch and let me know what the score is. And today, as I say, I can see the walk. I think it's going to be nice. I think I might be lucky with the weather, and you know, I'm very pleased about that. So if Ralph was here, he would say, "Here we go." And if my mate Ray was here, he would say, "See you, Jimmy."
My name's Jane and I'm from Carnoustie and I work in Arbroath, so I walk from Carnoustie to Arbroath, on nice days only of course, which are few and far between. Anyway, good luck to you.
Well, thanks,
and I
Jane.
hope it stays fair.
Thanks for your advice and the things that you've told me. It's always nice to meet somebody local, especially a walker.
Yeah, there's a lot of walkers round about here.
Yes,
yeah,
so it's great.
Walk. Because it's so safe, there's so many paths that you don't have to walk on the road.
Well, that's right. That's
good.
That's the good thing about it.
There's a lot of nice parks also to walk in. There's Crombie Park and Miniki Park also.
Really?
Yeah, nice. And they're lovely walks.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest with you, I've been absolutely knocked out with Scotland though, and the walk up, or even, you know, you could look almost where I started, right in that far distance there. You know, like Berwick's not far around from that corner, and it's been an absolute delight every inch of the way, and the people I've met, you know, it's been fabulous. I'm absolutely loving it.
You find the people in Angus are very friendly.
They are indeed.
I can only speak for them.
Right.
Yeah, but everybody in the morning speaks. And,
yes.
Yeah. And
even a couple of ladies down there, like hanging the washing out. I was chatting with them.
And we'll talk about the weather.
Yes, and the girl who served me this monster breakfast in Morrison's not that long ago. Lovely lady, you know what I mean, and really interesting, and really interested in what I was doing. And she said, "Are you walking?" I said, "Yeah," you know, and told her the story. Oh wow, you know, what a fabulous bunch of people you are. You know,
that's good.
It's really
nice to hear.
Yeah, it is.
Good. Right, I must go off to work
you're off
now.
to work. Well,
I'll
enjoy your work.
Check in on Facebook.
Lovely.
Speaking
nice
to
to meet you, Jane. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Just bumped into these lovely ladies who look as if they're doing a bit of keep fit, and your name is?
Alison.
Alison and
Rona.
So is this a keep fit campaign then, or are you just walkers and you're just pacing it out, because you look as if you're really going for it?
Well, we try hard just to keep fit.
How many miles a day do you do?
We do about 5 or 6 kilometres about 5 days a week.
That's great, and that's perfect. That's like Fitbit. That's like doing 10,000 steps. That's more or less what the recommendation is. You know, I mean, I've got one, and the good thing about it just logs everything on my phone. The steps, the amount of sleep I get, the amount of food I eat, the amount of calories I burn, everything. You know. So, do you do any serious walking as such? Do you go away doing any walking? It's just more or less a daily routine to keep fit.
Just
serious
chatting on the way around. That's
well, that's great. I mean, this is an absolutely wonderful place to do it as well, isn't it?
Lovely.
It's fabulous.
We always say it's changing every day. Every time we come down, it's a different scene, season a different way, and it's lovely, different colours. It's lovely.
Yeah. You're very lucky to live in a nice place like this. You know?
We are.
I've been absolutely taken completely with Scotland, and you know, having walked, you can see where I've walked from over there, if you know what I mean, all the way up through like Berwickshire and the Fife coastal past, and now this, it's just getting better and better.
Where did you start off? You're Yorkshire yourself.
I started off. I'm from Hull.
Yeah, I thought you were that. Yeah.
Yes, and I walked up. Well, it's a long story, but I started in April last year, 2018. Walked up to Berwick-on-Tweed. Then I had a decision to make whether I was going to do Scotland, and I didn't. So instead I went across to Carlisle, then all the way down to Land's End, all the way across to Dover, and all the way back. And by the time I got back to Grimsby, I'd done 3,700 miles. And then I drove back up again to Berwick, and I'm walking up now to
John O'Groats.
John O'Groats. Then I'm going to have a break, and then next spring I'm going to have a rest. And then I'm going to walk up the west coast to John O'Groats. So that'll be the full 5,000 circuit. You know.
Amazing.
It's been incredible.
Absolutely,
all made better by the people you meet. And the good thing about this programme that I've got on YouTube is people, especially the Americans, they love the interviews with the people, you know, and it's like real people. There's no BBC, there's no cameramen, there's nothing. You know, it's just like me and you, and it's great. So it's been a pleasure meeting you, ladies.
And
you get on with it. You get on. Go on, do that really quick walk he was doing. All right.
Safe journey.
Right, bye now. Off you go. Lovely. Look at that. Bye now. It's 10:45 now, and I'm just having a rest in this bay, which is quite unbelievable. I was just about to say that I haven't seen any other walkers yet, and there's one appeared about 300 yards away at the bottom of the beach. Whether he's walking this way or not, I'm not sure, but it's absolutely deserted really, apart from the birds. It's quite still. There's a little bit of breeze to be expected when you're in a bay like this, but it's good walking conditions. It's not raining, not had any rain yet, nothing to worry about. Thoroughly enjoying it, and just going over in my mind the happy feeling that's come about with me over the last couple of days, meeting someone new and a good walker and all the rest of it, and the guys that I met in the pub, where I'll be there again in a couple of nights' time, meeting them again, and just like making some really nice friends along the way, and it's lovely. And you know, say about being lonely from time to time, that really has sorted me out. It's given me an awful lot to think about, and you know, it's absolutely brilliant. I'm never going to be able to tell you exactly what a brilliant time I've had. It's just been fantastic. That really was one of the best sabbaticals, and I'm really glad that I made that decision to go up to Stonehaven. And yeah, better things to come. Things are looking good. I'll carry on. I'm getting close to Othmethy, is that correct? Othmethy, is that what you call it?
Near enough.
Othmethy.
And this gentleman's name is?
Roger.
Roger.
Ian.
And Ian. And I've just been walking along on my way up to Montrose and bumped into these chaps. I mean, what are you doing on the coastal path then? Is it a regular thing for you, or?
Fairly regularly, just to get exercise to keep on top of cholesterol.
Yes, that's a good idea, isn't it? And you were saying that you're on your way for a really nice meal, though. I mean, so you're doing all this walking to keep nice and slim, and you're going to go and have a few beers.
Well, we've talked about having a meal here for quite a long time, and now that it's Roger's starting to pay.
Oh, really? Did you know
cheap.
that, Roger?
It's his birthday coming up.
Oh, really? Well, that's brilliant.
It's called the Button Bend, so it's 2 cottages.
Yes.
It's small, and it's got a nice atmosphere about it.
Lovely, lovely. That's very
Looking
nice.
forward to that.
So it's a special occasion, it's not a regular...
No, you don't do it very often. No, I was going to say, you said you haven't done this for years on this particular particular path. Then, yeah.
I did it a few years ago and got as far as Seaton.
Yes. Oh, that's wonderful. Because we are now in Angus, aren't we? I must admit, the Fife Coast Path, I was absolutely gobsmacked how good it was. I thought it was lovely.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. You know, I mean, I know you go through one or two sort of run-down industrial places that look as if they need a bit of development and stuff. But generally speaking, I mean, the people are so friendly. I've met some lovely people here.
It's a very popular walk, that now.
Yes, it is.
Especially our area, the East Nuke of Fife, you know, where the wee fishing villages are.
And the markings and the signposting and everything is absolutely first class. It's on a par with like the Pembrokeshire coast or the southwest coastal path. It really does help like new walkers, and I think it's a really good thing because I encourage people to get out there and keep themselves fit and do 10,000 miles steps a day. I've got a Fitbit and everything, you know.
As I understand it, Jim, I think Sir Walter Scott's novel The Antiquary was partly inspired by the coast around here.
Really? Really?
And Rabbie Burns visited the hotel at one time.
Really?
In Auchmetty.
Oh wow, I'll have to look at that. I went for a meal last night in Stonehaven. I met a really nice young lady the day before yesterday, and we walked together, and she went up to see something in Stonehaven, and I thought, well, Stonehaven's not that much further on than Montrose, so I drove up there and we went had a few beers in the Ship Inn.
Yeah, it's a nice.
That was a lovely place. Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, I caught him back there. He's been busy. He's been pulling out loads of these nets and stuff. Well, I hope you enjoy your meal, chaps.
Yeah, okay.
It's been a delight to speak to you.
Good luck with your walk, Jim.
Thank you very much indeed. It's very, very nice to speak to you, and the best of luck.
Thank you.
Are you? What's the end of this? Are you hoping to see it on television, or is it a book, or what's?
Well, there's definitely a book, but this in what I'm doing actually, all the footage I'm backing up onto. I'm keeping everything uncut, if you know what I mean. And I don't know whether into computers, but I've got 8 terabytes, which is like 18. Let's get it right. No, I've got 8 terabytes twice because I back it up on 2 separate formats. So that's a lot. But I'm going to remake the whole thing from into regions, whereas this is just handheld and picking out the very best shots and the very best, the situation.
We're a nation, though, Jim. We're not a region.
Well, yes. Well, you are. You're going to be the Angus region. I mean, there's going to be like Yorkshire, there's going to be Durham, there's going to be Northumberland, and that's how it's going to go. And I think that's the idea. Because there's thousands of people watching this from all over the world. I've got loads of Americans and Australians and stuff like that, and they love it. And these interviews is part of the success of it because they're meeting real, genuine local people, and it's just like off the cuff. No rehearsing. It's not like you've got cameras and makeup artists and all the things you get on the BBC. It's just off the cuff, and it's good fun. And I've met some wonderful people.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah. Thank you. Enjoy your meal. Bye now. You tired? It's 2:30 now, and it's the same old story of trying to find a place to actually talk to you from, where I'm out with the wind, and it's not a strong wind, but it still does affect the sound quality. But so I've got in a nice little hole here as I'm walking along, and I can see in front of me my destination, not directly in front of me, off to my right by about probably 3 miles. I think I've just got to walk this bit of land and that'll bring me into Montrose. And it's been a delightful walk again, and I've met some more fantastic people, and I'm just happy and I'm just bouncing along, and very deep in thought about lots of wonderful things. And it makes a real change to feel like this, you know, especially after the last week or two where it's been a bit difficult at times. But you know, I'm doing well. I just had a message from my daughter Sam, who they're going off on holiday to Denmark tonight. They're catching the ferry from Harwich over to I think it's Belgium, I think it's Zeebrugge, I believe, and they're heading off up through Germany and that way. And there's someone I'd like to mention. 2 or 3 days ago, when I was walking from Anstra, where I met this lovely woman called Claire. We've got a lovely little dog. It's right at the very beginning of the episode, and she was a lovely lady. She was from Ayr, and it was the first ever holiday she'd had on the east coast of Scotland. And she said, "I'm welcome to me too when I go over there, which would be really nice." And then in the evening she donated some money to the Cancer Research Fund, so that was wonderful. Thank you very much, Claire, if you're watching. And it was a pleasure to meet you, and you're a lovely lady, and I do look forward to meeting you again. And that dog of yours, who can't remember his name right now, but what a smashing little dog he was. Real fun, absolutely lovely. So I've reached the coast again. I've been doing a little bit of road walking, as you can see, but look at this for a spectacular view that I'm going to show you. And this is what I've got to do. I've just got to walk around all of this piece of land that you can see in front of me, and I would estimate it to be maybe 2-3 miles at the very most. But here we are, have a look at this. from Lunan now, and it's just after 3 o'clock, and I've met into Morag here, and she's got this absolutely gorgeous collie with her. And what's her name?
Her name's Molly.
Molly. Yeah, they're seriously affectionate dogs, aren't they?
She's a fab dog. She's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Love her to bits.
So do you live in this area now then?
No, I live in Fife, so I've driven about an hour to get up here today. So just wanted somewhere different to go. So it's beautiful, absolutely stunning.
Well, I've just walked the whole Fife coast path, and it is terrific. You know, it's absolutely terrific. And I know this is the Angus coast path, and then I know we come out just after Montrose. We come out of Angus, don't we?
That's right. Yeah.
Into Aberdeen. What would it be called then? Aberdeen.
Aberdeenshire, I think, up there.
Yeah, but it is stunning. It's lovely, you know. And I've having done all the big walks in England and everything, you know, this is like so different, really.
I bet
and the people are so lovely and friendly and all that kind of thing.
We're renowned for that, the Scots. We're good at talking.
I was in last night. I was in Stonehaven. I went up there. I met this girl walking the other day, and she was a really lovely girl and everything. And we walked together, and she went up to Stonehaven. I thought, well, I'm going to Montrose. Stonehaven's only 20 miles further on. So I went and had a nice meal, and all the locals in the pub, and a few beers and all that.
Oh, fab.
It was really good fun, you know what I mean? And she's lovely.
Good.
But it's been lovely to meet you.
And you. Good luck with the rest of your walk.
Thank you very much. And do you think I'm being realistic in saying that I'm going to get to John O'Groats in like about 25 days from now?
I'd have thought so. Yeah.
I mean, I've done as detailed kind of, study of it as I can.
As long as the weather's with you, then.
Well, that's the main point, isn't it? Because there seemed to be, like today, it was forecast rain this afternoon.
I know I was going to go up a hill today and I didn't because it was going to be raining, so.
Yeah, isn't it amazing how it works? Yeah. Nice to meet you.
And you.
Cheers.
And you.
Thank you. So it's 5 o'clock now, and I'm in Lunan Bay, and this is Scott, who I was walking past, and he kindly offered me a cup of tea, and we've had a probably half an hour chewing the fat. Very interesting guy, lovely man. And you was telling me that you're retired and you've got this lovely camper van, and you're planning on doing a bit of vanning, and you stick pretty much to Scotland though.
Yes, so far. Been down to Windermere. As crazy as we've been.
Yes. Yeah, but I mean, it's a lovely van. It's absolutely wonderful. You know, I've never driven anything like that before. You know, and I mean, I just have the absolute minimum of home comforts, and I've just got a bed and a good,
in that one.
and a good sleeping bag, and I get a really comfortable night. And the other side of the van is just full of wire and computers and God knows what. You know what I mean? And there's not enough room. There never is.
No.
But it's dead comfortable and cosy, and I enjoy it. You know, so. I mean, are you? You know, I know you were saying we've just been chatting and everything. You don't do much exercise, but you know your way around here. You must have done some walking.
Oh yeah, we like to walk. we've got a dog.
Yes,
and,
exactly.
That's what we do on the motorhome. Is we like to get out as much walking as we can.
Yes.
Not Montrose though, unfortunately. It's a bit above me.
Yes.
But no, it's good. It's all good. Get out in the country, but not to the extent that you're doing, walking around Britain.
No. Well, I mean, there's not many people do it. You know what I mean? I think there's not many people do the walk and do the video as well.
Yeah.
It's quite a unique situation, I think.
Very much.
But it's very interesting. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm meeting some wonderful people, including yourself. And I've come across some fantastic people who I've made like friends for life with.
Exactly, and that's
and
what
it's brilliant.
Like.
You know, and it's opened my eyes to loads of situations where I've put myself to a test because it takes a bit of doing.
Yeah, well, I did my half. I don't think I could. I'm a talker. I can talk the back like of a donkey.
Well,
I wouldn't be as brave as yourself and just take off on my own. I need company.
Yeah, well, I do get lonely, and I was just saying to you, I met this woman the other day, and it was absolutely fantastic to have some company for a whole walk, and she was a good walker. She walked done all the big Scottish walks and all the big European walks, you know, the Camino 500 and all these, the Portuguese and the Spanish and everything. But it was such a breath of fresh air, and you know, the loneliness sometimes can get to you actually.
Oh, I think it would, yeah.
And the slightest thing that goes wrong is just a tiny little thing can really upset you. You know what I mean? Like the internet signal was bad last week, and I took my router into Dundee and they repaired it. All it was a new memory card.
Oh my goodness!
And it works perfect. And that was a worry to me. You know.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to live in Lunan then, because
it's a bad signal.
It's a bad signal.
Yeah. Well,
we go through all the Inverkeila exchange, and I think it's still all over the end of a telephone line.
That's amazing. But thank you very much indeed for lovely meeting you, Scott, and thank you very much. I don't want to waste any more of your time, but thank you very much indeed. You're a great guy. Thank you. Thank you.